I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to say this is the last time I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the secret of hitting. The secret of hitting is being ready to hit. But the ball has to come to you.
This is Jim Lefevre, 1965 National League Rookie of the Year, an all-star infielder, a former Major League coach and manager. When he played, Mr. Lefevre wore Dodger blue. These days, the 66-year-old wears the red and yellow of China's national baseball team. He's managed a team since 2003, a year after Beijing reached out to Major League Baseball to ask for help.
This whole thing started with a phone call from the Chinese Baseball Federation requesting quote-unquote Major League training and techniques and stuff like this. We're going into our 5th year with this team. Interesting enough, when we would go to the instructional league or we'd come down here to extended spring, if we'd win 2 games, we were really happy. As we're talking right now, our record is 15-5. I think a lot of it has a lot to do with the Olympics. For so many years, we would train them, but nothing to play for. But now they can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Teaching baseball to guys like Ken Griffey Jr. and Sammy Sosa who grew up playing the game is hard enough. Try teaching it to relative newcomers and in another language. Baseball isn't new to China. It arrived in the world's most populous country in the 1860s, but it never quite caught on. And during the Cultural Revolution, it was reviled as a decadent Western sport. Today, most Chinese still don't know what baseball is, and there are only about 100 baseball fields around the country. Baseball lags woefully behind soccer and at least a dozen other sports. To field the national team, China took athletes who washed out in other sports. They're big and they're strong, but baseball is a game of technique and power, with both developed over years. Pitching coach Steve Ontiveros, himself a former major leaguer, has to cram in both in just a few short months. He often plays charades when words fail him.
There's a lot of times where I can kind of emulate it and just kind of act it and show them how I'd like to get it done, and they pick it up pretty quick.
One who can throw it 100 here?
I wish. No, but you know what? They're learning how to pitch. They're learning how to read swings, change speeds, hit locations, and they're understanding that they don't have to throw 100 to get people out.
One fundamental question is whether baseball will have the strength and momentum to keep on in China. It won't be in the 2012 London Olympics, and while China did have a landmark win against Taiwan at the Beijing Olympics, it's not nearly as strong as the powerhouses it plays.
棒球呢，在中国是一个还不是很流行的一个项目，但是我相信将来有一天它会在中国成为一个受广大观众欢迎的一个项目。
For baseball in China to enjoy the success it does in neighboring countries is going to take more than a bit of training from Major League Baseball.
I think if you're asking me what's going to happen in the future, the major leagues would sorely love to find somebody who can throw a fastball at 110 miles an hour and get him on a big league team. And that's one way to popularize the sport, the way that's happened with Yao Ming, the NBA basketball player. But I think it'll be a while before baseball catches on the way, it's caught on in Korea, Taiwan, and Japan.
Chinese baseball has turned out some talent in a short time. The Yankees drafted 2 19-year-old Chinese players last year, and the Seattle Mariners grabbed Wang Wei. But the catcher is 30, relatively old for a baseball player, and isn't talking about whether he has major league dreams.
这个问题，我觉得现在我还没有考虑过。我想。
Still, the interest from MLB means the talent is there, and Lefevre says it's not going to be long before the first Chinese player takes his place alongside Japanese, Taiwanese, and South Koreans in the show.
We have to start getting better athletes in the program, and we will. Starting to create excitement for baseball, develop good programs for strength and speed, and they're fast learners. These kids are very fast learners. If they get the experience and keep going, I think eventually we're definitely going to see players from mainland China in the big league. Be within in a period of maybe between 5 to 10 years.
The real hope for China's baseball future, its power arms, its 5-tool players, is more likely a decade or more away, like here on the playing fields of Beijing. More than 5-year plans and bringing in foreign coaches, spending to develop local talent is what's likely to lead to lasting success for baseball in China. For the Wall Street Journal, this is Adam Najberg.